There's something about space, White, that we still don't understand. And maybe we never will. Because the more we discover, the stranger everything becomes. NASA, the most advanced space agency on Earth, has recorded things that simply don't make sense. And some of them, almost no one talks about. But today, you're going to hear about them. One of the most disturbing discoveries came from a place where nothing should exist, a black hole. By definition, not even light can escape it. So explain this. How can something that lets nothing out produce a sound? Because it did. NASA detected a frequency coming from a black hole millions of light years away. And when scientists converted it into audio, it wasn't random noise. It was deep, low, almost like a vibration. You could feel, and somehow, it felt intentional. Officially, scientists say this sound isn't really sound. It's pressure waves moving through hot gas around the black hole. But here's the problem. When converted to human hearing, it becomes something else. Something unsettling. Because the frequency is incredibly structured. Not chaotic, not random, structured. And that raises a question. Why would something so violent produce something so organized? And this wasn't the only case. Over the years, satellites have recorded strange signals coming from deep space, repeating patterns, perfect intervals, frequencies that don't behave like any known natural phenomenon. Some of them pulse like a heartbeat. Others repeat in sequences, almost mathematical. And the strangest part? They don't come from one place. They come from everywhere. Scientists have a name for some of these fast radio bursts, FRBs, but naming something doesn't mean understanding it, because some of these signals repeat again and again and again, as if something is sending them, not randomly, but deliberately. And if that's true, then we're not just listening to space, we're listening to something in space. There have been signals that lasted milliseconds, but carried massive energy. Signals that traveled billions of light years and still arrived, perfectly intact. Think about that. Something from billions of years ago, reaching us now, with precision. That's not just distance, that's timing, and timing implies intention. But maybe the strangest part isn't what was found, it's what disappeared. There are records of old missions with incomplete archives, missing transmissions, files that were logged but no longer exist. Official explanation? Technical failures? Corrupted storage? Lost data? But some of those files were classified for decades, and that creates a contradiction. If there was nothing important, why hide it? Former engineers and insiders have hinted at something else, that not everything is made public, that certain signals are analyzed internally, studied, monitored, and never released. Not because they can't explain them, but because they don't want to. And that leads to a question. Simple, but uncomfortable. What exactly does NASA know that we don't? Because space isn't silent. It never was. It's full of signals, echoes, frequencies, patterns, some natural, some maybe not. And the truth is, we don't know the difference. Maybe these sounds are just physics, just energy, just the universe, being the universe. Or maybe there's something else, something we're not ready to understand, or worse, something we're choosing to ignore. Because sometimes the scariest part isn't what's out there. It's the possibility that it's already trying to reach us. If you think this is just the beginning, leave a like and subscribe. Because there are mysteries still hidden, and some of them are closer than you think.